Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wine, Reel, and
Print.
Print.
Sorry, I didn't have the mic next.
No, it's all good. This is not. I don't think it's the craziest intro we've ever done, but it's definitely like I'm throwing curveballs, and so
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's great. Curveballs are.
My name's Ryan.
And my name is Kevin.
Okay, we kept the standard there with the names. That's good. So now we're back. Now we've landed,
Yeah.
and now we're getting off the plane, and now we're kind of chatting on the tarmac.
Yeah. You can't go too crazy. You gotta like make it semi-normal
Yes.
so that people have something to latch onto.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, before we talk about the movie,
Sure.
no one got to hear it yet because it won't come until later, but the new theme song is coming.
Wait, did it just play or?
Nope, it didn't.
Okay.
We're keeping it for the 100th episode.
Dang.
So you're almost there, folks.
What
Just a
episode is
few
this?
more weeks. Think this will be 94.
Dang.
Yeah.
Just throw it in there.
No, because we need to record the outro again so that
Oh, sure.
the artist I'm working with can time it a little bit better. That's all. That's what
And we
waiting
should
on.
just I think for housekeeping we should record all the stuff over again.
All
because
over again.
The
Exactly.
quality is not as good as
Yeah.
like everything
Yeah.
else, I think. Yeah.
You hear that, folks?
We're
We're-
getting
we're-
better.
We're getting better. Once you hear the theme song, you're gonna love it.
True. Yeah.
It's gonna be very cool. It definitely like elevates it in
Yeah.
like another direction.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, like I said, I feel like it captures the essence of this podcast, like the wonderment, the like
Yeah.
discovery,
exactly.
you
yes.
know, like the
Yeah.
mystery and everything and the excitement.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like an old Hollywood sort of feel to it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's got wonder is like exactly
Yeah.
what it feels. And who I was working with,
Yeah.
their artist name is Redhead Fred,
Mhm.
an old friend of mine who
Nice.
has opened their own studio in 21 Palms near Joshua Tree called Yucca Man
Oh,
Records.
fun.
They we were having that back and forth, and they were like, do you want this thing, this kind of like bells or whatever it is,
Yeah.
kind of going down? I was like, hell yeah.
Sounds awesome.
And yeah, because he also sent me a bunch of different things, and they were all like pretty standard, and he was covering a lot of bases, but this was the most like weird because he also showed me like a
Sure.
different podcast intro he had done. And their podcast intros are a certain thing.
Right.
This is very cool and
Okay.
very different and
Hell yeah.
unique, I would say. So
Yeah.
the tease, I just teased it.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
just got teased.
it takes me back to like old Hollywood, like
Yeah.
studio intros with like the Paramount, the like the
Yeah.
MGM Lion. You have like these signature things that like kind of
Yeah.
intro you to this experience. So
Yeah.
I feel like this
Um,
brought a lot of that.
Yeah, I told you. Well, we'll probably talk about it a little bit on the 100th episode, I imagine,
Yeah,
when we
yeah,
do
yeah.
actually like listen to it. But the questions that Redhead
Oh,
Fred was
yeah.
asking me
I
were
remember you
insane.
saying some stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, one of them being like, if it was like a meal, what would it be? And stuff
Yeah.
like they were insane questions.
I love that.
And so, yeah, but to have come out of that with that, I mean,
Yeah.
it's amazing what they were able to do. So
Because music
hats
is
off to them.
music is so ethereal, like it's metaphorical, like it's undefinable. You have to kind of find the adjacent to it and then triangulate from there.
And I don't have the words to talk about music like I do about
Right.
movies. Like I can talk about movies, and this is what I told him. I was just like, I'm gonna say words, I'm gonna say things. It's not going to make sense. But he
Right.
works with people like that, like he
Right.
worked on a
Part
number
of
of
the
like
job.
car commercials. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. He's worked on a number of really serious commercial projects,
Right.
and so knows exactly what that's like. And
Yeah.
hopefully, I was a good
Client.
customer. I
Yeah.
guess customer, yeah, client.
Yeah.
Yeah, client.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, it's
right
like
on.
working in film when you're like, someone's like, I want it to look like this or feel like this. And then you have to kind of alleviate that sort of situation.
Totally. It's
Yeah.
like, you're thinking about like, what did they really mean?
Yeah.
Okay, they said all those words. If I took them literally, they will not like it.
Yeah.
That happens all the
Right.
time with me in editing. It's like, they've told
Yeah.
me this. They have no idea what what can of worms they opened up with that.
Right.
So I got to find it. A lot of times I like to also make like a version that is their note, but it's bad, clearly. And so like, so I can just be like,
Yeah.
hey, because sometimes you got to let them know to trust you. So
Yeah.
it's like, all right, but have kind of the better one ready to go to be
Right.
like, all right,
But I
this is
have this
what I
other
think.
idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. You gotta find ways to pitch
Yeah.
yourself too, which is exciting.
Yeah. That's why it's better when the notes are just like, it feels like this, or I feel this,
Yeah.
instead
Yeah.
of like, you should try to do this thing. Because I feel like most people don't really know. Like, what, yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. It gets tricky. But at a
Yeah.
certain point, you also have to like relinquish control. And now we're just
Yeah.
getting into what it's like to be like an independent contractor. Is like you do have to at a certain point need to relinquish control because something has to get done.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like, all right, I pushed back or like said my piece on a number of these things.
Yeah.
We now got to get this thing done. So now it's just like, all right, I'm gonna do it. Is what it is,
Yeah.
sort of thing. But that didn't happen here.
Yeah.
We're good.
It was
It
good
was
things.
great. Yes, all good things. I got to bring it back up. The tease has to get better now.
Yeah.
Um,
Moral of
yeah.
the story. I don't know.
What is the no? The moral of the story is trust your creative collaborators.
There you go.
Be open to criticism on either end,
Right.
and know that it's not personal. And we're all just trying to make magic here.
Yeah. Totally.
Right.
It's a
That's
collaborative
what I
effort.
think.
And nobody's right.
Exactly. Yep. Well,
Except for me.
no me. No me. No me. Not you. No me.
Mom.
Speaking of, I have no segue. Fuck.
Speaking of saving the world.
Ooh, okay.
No one
Okay.
said that, but I'm just throwing
Nope.
it in
No one said that, but creativity is saving the world. That's what will
True.
save us.
Yeah.
We talked about that enough.
One human at a time.
One human at a time. I don't know why I'm singing. Project Hail Mary. We both ended up seeing it separately over the weekend. A big hit this movie was.
Really popular.
Directed by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, right? Yes, Chris Miller.
Spider-Verse.
Written by
people.
Yes, Spider-Verse people. They didn't direct Spider-Verse, which is interesting when I was kind of looking it up, but they
yeah.
obviously heavily involved in it.
Yeah.
They directed the Lego movie, though. They
Mhm.
directed
Cloud with meatballs, right?
yeah, Cloud with a Chance of Meatballs. But yeah, definitely have a lot of like animation stuff
Right.
under their belt.
You could feel that.
Yes. And they were supposed to, if I remember correctly, they were supposed to direct the Solo, the Star
Han?
Wars movie.
Oh.
Yeah, the Han Solo movie. And they did most of the movie, and then they were kicked out, and Ron Howard came in. And they like shoehorned in a villain and stuff. So, guys that are like trying new things and doing things differently. That's kind of like what their MO is, and breathing life into interesting projects. I think we can all like even think about like the Lego movie as like a big, I mean, that was like huge and has spawned so many different things.
Right.
Really interesting animation style would go into the Spider-Verse movies, which everyone has a lot of really great things to say about.
Mhm.
Do you like the Spider-Verse movies?
I enjoyed
Actually,
them.
I don't know if I've heard you do.
Mm-hmm.
You jam? Okay. Do
I
you
jam.
prefer one over the other?
I think the first one's just like a better movie, right? And the second one felt incomplete from like a story standpoint.
Yes. It was, I like the second one more, but it is incomplete. Like it is so, it has such a obvious cliffhanger at the end
Yeah.
and doesn't finish the storyline that I was like, oh, that sucks. Cause it has, I like the stakes a lot more. I liked so much more about it.
The
but
family
it is
dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a bummer that it's not done yet. Like we have to wait for the third one to feel like that conclusion. Which sucks when movies are like that.
Yeah, just take 10 years and make it the full movie. I'm just kidding.
Yes, exactly. Well, it's like, do you remember when you watched Dead Man's Chest?
I
Pirates of
do,
the Caribbean,
yeah.
Dead Man's Chest. I remember watching the ending of that and being very mad because
Oh,
that
really?
also is very cliffhangery.
But it felt like complete though. You go through the whole emotional journey in that movie, and then it's the cliffhanger.
Yeah, I mean, what it does So yeah, true, true. I guess the cliffhanger
versus
is kind of
this
like
one.
the ending. It's the
Right, right,
tease maybe more than anything.
right.
I'm thinking of Jack Sparrow going into the Kraken. There's like a
Yeah,
whole bit there.
right.
But I remember being like, "Oh man, I wish it like was really conclusive and like save that for like a post-credit scene or something like that."
Sure,
I don't even
yeah.
know.
I get
I
the
don't even think those
placement. Yeah,
really existed yet back then in the
yeah.
way that we know them now. Um,
The Marvelization of cinema.
yeah, credits used to be where you'd see bloopers, folks.
Credits
Used to
used
be
to
where all
be
the
at the
bloopers
beginning.
were. Oh shit, you're right. Fuck.
Well, they actually didn't credit like most of the people, so that's why they were able to do it. And
Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
if you watch like old movies, it's like just the department heads. They're
True.
not
That's a
crediting
very good point.
everyone
Yeah.
else. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank
And
you,
I mean, can you
reunion.
imagine credits nowadays? Holy shit, like a Marvel, like
Yeah.
anything with VFX. Oh,
Well,
baby.
Tar, if you watch Tar,
Mhm.
um,
Oh, is that at the beginning?
the whole credits is at the beginning.
Oh, I like it.
Over like a orchestra overture, like getting ready to like they're tuning their instruments and stuff.
Oh, that's oh, I I gotta say, I love the sound of tuning instruments
It's
as,
awesome,
like, a
right?
thing. It
Yeah,
is so
yeah.
great. That was something we thought about for the intro
Oh,
when I
for
was
this.
working with Redhead Fed for this
Oh,
podcast too, is a little bit
sure.
of, like, setting things up. I think I kinda mentioned that briefly.
Right.
Um,
Some meta
but
action.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But, you know, yeah, there's something about it I love. I remember, like, the old PlayStations used to have
Mm,
kind of like a shoo, like strings kind of going
yeah.
up, and as someone who was in band for a while, there's just something really cool about
Magical.
that kind of sound, and then the
Yeah.
kind of, like, setting down of everything. Like, you can hear, like, the clicking and the clacking as
Right.
everything kinda goes into silence, and
Um,
then power.
you know what I was checking out recently?
What's that?
Fantasia.
Oh, the OG
Um,
Fantasia.
yeah, yeah, so crazy. Like I watched a little bit of it, and then just the other day I was at work and they were playing the record from that movie.
Mm,
Yeah, it was so wild, the alignment. But like,
yeah.
yeah, that whole I just love like the orchestra, everything you're saying, like them with their instruments, them talking to the camera and everything. Like, yeah,
Yes.
um, yeah, pretty magical.
Yeah. Something really, really cool about that.
I forgot how we
Kinda
got
setting
here.
it up.
Whoa.
Uh, once again, I
No,
don't
no,
have the
no.
segue back. I don't have the segue back.
I forgot how we
We
got here.
I know. Alright, Project Hail Mary,
I
we
mean, we were
said the
talking about the
directors,
directors, yeah.
Spider-Verse, Pirates
Spider-Verse.
of the Caribbean,
Yeah, true. And then,
post-credits,
yeah,
credits. Okay, here we go.
here we go.
Tar, musical intros, orchestra, boom, we're back.
Boom.
Now, how
Damn,
about we
you're
still have to get back,
good.
though. We still have
Damn.
to get back.
That was crazy. You ever see those videos of like LeBron like recalling a
Yes,
sequence
yeah.
of plays from like a
Oh,
middle
it's
of the game?
unbelievable.
It's
Yeah,
fucking
you have
crazy.
to yeah, it's a certain level of
You
things.
just okay, you just did that though.
I know it. I don't know how. Don't ask me to do it again. It is crazy. I think
Oh
maybe,
shit.
like, moving from smoking weed to edibles has helped me
Sure,
maybe
yeah.
because I don't know. I don't
Memory
know. I think that's the
retention.
only thing I can yeah. It's been a while, though. Yeah, I think most of the time I give up thinking about that,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it felt there is, like recording this podcast, there is a pressure to perform,
Right.
and I think that
You have
pressure
to
to
think.
perform
Yeah.
activated it. And it was
Right.
like,
Okay.
it was like, "Kevin's not gonna solve this one, Ryan. You
Lock
have to
in.
save this. Lock the fuck in and say what you gotta say."
Yeah, there was no way
And I
I
did
was
it.
gonna get there.
Yeah, no, exactly, and that's okay. Um, but
So
Project
yeah.
Hail Mary
So yeah. A
so
lot of the same
Project Hail
colors
Mary
as Fantasia, very similar
yeah,
visual
yeah,
design, I would say.
yeah. Very, obviously a very visual, lots of
Yeah,
cool visuals and stuff like that, and
yeah.
does visuals in an interesting way, a lot
Mhm,
less, like, focus on green screen as
mhm.
a thing, which I think is something to kind of appreciate is the form in a lot of ways, bringing in a lot of, like, puppetry and stuff like that too,
Yeah,
and having this kind of very physical space. I think you mentioned very similar to Gravity in a lot of ways,
mhm.
but felt more real. Like,
Yeah,
it felt like it had that kind of, like, physical quality where Gravity was always just felt kind of floaty,
floaty.
Even though I remember really liking Gravity. I don't know if it holds up. Have you seen it in a
I
while?
thought Gravity was good. Still good.
Yeah, I liked it a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah.
I mean, I
Um,
love Alfonso Cuarón. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I got to get back into the mix with him. I've been out of the mix.
E2 Mama,
Yeah.
E2 Mama
That's
Tambien,
that's like one of the OG
early.
ones, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, kind of like after he went into Hollywood, he like lost himself and then
Yeah.
made that movie.
So that was post Harry Potter or
The one right before Harry Potter.
right before?
Yeah,
Cool.
which is
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy that that's just crazy.
Yeah.
What a weird circumstances.
I mean, his career
Um,
is pretty all over the place. Yeah, I would say.
yeah. We kind of talked a little bit off mic about theaters. And I know that when you talked about this movie in
Oh
your
yeah.
Letterboxd review,
Oh yeah.
you talked a lot, you brought in the theater experience a
Oh yeah.
lot. And
Hmm.
my theater experience was very interesting and different,
Sure.
in the sense that mine didn't have a lot of people in it
Oh,
and
that's nice.
had two old people that were just like
Cracking up.
shouting at each other.
Oh, what?
Like
Like
not in a
fighting?
bad way, but they were just like trying to get in their seats, handing their cane back and forth, getting up, moving around, and just like so loud. I mean,
Just
they just
stay
couldn't.
home.
They hard of hearing. We'll
Sure.
say that. And they came in like 20 minutes in, and it was like, oh, it's all changed. Um, but I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about your
Sure.
theater experience and how that maybe, how, and maybe even talk about like how that is a barometer for a film in a lot of ways too,
Mm,
because I think that's how you kind of recognize it as well as like, hey, how the audience is reacting says a
right.
lot about
Yeah.
this film. Yeah,
True. Yeah. Wow. Great question. That's a great question. Let's
thank you.
take
I
a
thought
moment.
I,
Ooh.
yeah, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna button this up. I'm gonna throw it in an envelope. Okay, I'm using a
Yeah.
lot of different analogies here. Um, and then I'm going to
What else are we
fastball
doing?
it to you.
Oh shit.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, where to start? That's such a great question. I feel excited.
Nice.
Uh
That hey, you know what? We can stop here.
yeah.
That's
Call it
great.
a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think uh how do I answer this? Like, um yeah, I like going to the theater. Recently I think I've been going to the theater more than I've been streaming, which is cool.
Mm,
Um like within the
that's
last few
very cool.
years. Yeah.
Yeah.
AMC Pass for anyone listening.
Not sponsored. So no, we have to bleep it now.
4 free movies a week.
Stop. We're not sponsored. You can't do this. You're shilling. You're shilling.
It just like well, okay, I have a membership at Bamfa as well, so
True.
um
And you know, we can support
half
that.
half
Yeah.
off tickets with the
Which is
Bamfa
great.
membership. Yeah.
Yeah. And 10% off at the cafe.
Okay, yeah. I
Yeah. I don't
haven't
know if you've ever been there.
utilized
They have
my
a really good like not cinnamon toast. It's something along oh my
Okay.
god, it's like
You got
cinnamon
some?
roll toast. Huh?
You tried it?
I did. It's
Okay.
good.
Okay. Maybe
Yeah.
next
If you're
time we
ever
go.
like yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
10%, let's be real, that's just taxes.
Yeah.
Maybe even less. Like it really
I'll
doesn't do
take it.
anything.
I'll take it,
Yeah.
Ryan.
Yeah, exactly. Please, we're dying here. We're drowning.
Taxes. We
Taxes.
hate tax.
Yeah.
Um
Oh yeah, this is the premier right-wing podcast, folks. Premier. Yeah. Oh my god, that I like I don't
Oh
keep, I
yeah,
mean
that
to keep going on
response.
tangents, but we
Yeah,
got a
yeah.
great comment on our Greta Gerwig like YouTube short, Instagram reel,
Yeah.
whatever.
Some
Where
grifters.
they were like, we were talking about like, oh, Greta's the revitalizer and how much we love that.
Hmm.
And then this guy comes in, he's like, what the hell are you talking about? She is going, it's a Christian story. She's going to do all
She's
this
gonna
stuff to it. It's
ruin
going to
it.
suck. And then I was just like commenting as us. I
Yeah,
was just like, we don't care about source material here
we don't.
in these parts.
Yeah.
I was like, we just want to watch good shit. I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck if it follows. And like the guy obviously doesn't watch any of our stuff, clearly, because they would immediately know that this is someone who wants. I want to butcher Moby Dick, um, and transcend, do all these crazy things.
Yeah.
And then you're manipulating Great Gatsby in a lot of
Currently.
really interesting ways.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
currently. So we're so clearly, but the algo has taken us into some of these right wing spaces.
Yeah,
And so I
especially
think
on
it's
the
really
tube.
important.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's important for us to, give a little red meat to our red-blooded Americans
Yeah,
that
yeah.
follow us. So we hate taxes.
We hate taxes.
Every man for himself.
Back when my daddy was alive.
Wow, you're pretty good. It does feel insulting in some ways to use that accent. Clearly, but I mean, it works. It works. It's fine. I like that slow draw. I think it
Yeah.
works with my
I love
mustache.
southern
Yeah.
accents.
Yeah.
Endearingly.
Endearingly. In
Yeah.
a video game.
Okay.
You know how people say that.
Yeah.
In a video game. In
Um,
Minecraft.
yeah.
Movie theater experiences. Your
So
movie
yeah,
theater experience.
to just say it briefly, we like going to the movie theaters.
Yeah.
Um,
Respect to movies.
as like the prioritized movie experience. Um, and I think even when you go to a movie like Bamfa, you're watching something that's like curated and certified. And so when you go with a big crowd, I feel like the audience reaction really helps like accentuate what the movie is doing, right? Like
Yeah.
if there's people laughing, if there's people crying, it says a lot about what the movie is doing. If it's quiet, that movie is powerful, it's riveting, or it's boring.
Yeah.
I think the mood of the audience can really sway how you experience the movie. And for me, especially when you go, I love going to opening night. Not necessarily love, that's a big word, but I go to a lot of opening night.
You like fondly.
Yeah, like the opening weekend sort of deal. Going to these big crowded movies. Like I love going to the AMC Bay Street mostly because every time I go it's freaking crowded. Even on a Tuesday
It's
afternoon,
yeah.
it's like there's going to be a crowd, and most of the movies I go to there's like a decent sized audience, and I like that. I like kind of being with the people.
Yeah, and Bay Street is so
Yeah.
like centrally located. It is like the big theater of the East Bay.
Yeah.
Because it just gets Berkeley, Emeryville, Oakland, and then all associated other places just funnel into this theater.
And they have a lot of screens, and I really, not to fucking advertise AMC, but they have a lot of great movies. They show the big stuff, but they show art stuff. They show like classics, and they're doing a lot of stuff this year with like Black History Month, Women's History Month, like showing all these different movies. Like I think that's really awesome.
I think that's how you got to do it. Yeah, yeah.
That's how like a lot of the best local theaters kind of do it. So shout out to Bay Street AMC.
Whoa. Nice.
I mean, yeah. And then so specifically with this movie, I don't know. Yeah, someone did fall asleep.
That is so funny. Oh my God.
Towards the end, which I think that my biggest complaint with the movie is the second half, mostly like the second 2/3, because I feel like it drags on in ways that like the beginning of the movie had promise of like this thing, and then I don't know if it really delivers in that sense.
Yeah, definitely and to talk about like the endings.
Yeah.
I'm saying endings. It like had more. It like kept going on the endings. I think in my review is like I'm rating this movie like minus the last 5 minutes. It's the last 25 minutes, honestly, because it's just like it had it to me had a moment to like step away and like kind of leave us in like a really emotional place. And I would have loved it a lot more, but then it felt like it had to answer things. It had to like bring the characters back together. It had to do all of these things. And then it was just kind of like, oh, damn, that just kind of bums me out.
Do you think it was like a test audience ending?
That's what it felt like to me. Is like it felt like it's like, all right, we need a happy ending that's
Right.
clear and silly
Yeah.
too. Like like the
Forced.
ending is very silly.
Yeah.
And felt forced, and it was just like I didn't really feel like it made sense.
Yeah.
And it's okay for movies not to make sense, but they kind of have to make sense in in the story. And I mean, this is
Right.
the end of like 2.5 hours. Like
Yeah.
I've devoted all this time. I don't really believe all of these things, but then it just like has to
Do it.
do a certain thing,
Yeah. With him
and keep
teaching the little rocks.
yeah. What the hell was that? That's the ending. That's
That's
like
the
the
last
last
image.
shot. Yeah. That's crazy. What's that trying
Yeah.
it's just it's saying obviously something along the lines of like, okay, he's getting to do what he loves to do
Right.
back on Earth, but here with all of these rock people. But I don't know. I think basically,
Goofy.
yeah, if it ended like with them like separating, that was like
Yeah.
the right time to end it.
That's the
Was
best
like
ending.
right then.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then it adds on, there's danger now because
Yeah.
the
It's
tank is leaking or whatever, and he knows that he'll never make it home. Like, also, it was kind
such
of
a
a bummer
bummer.
for me. It set up a really great thing, which was like, oh, the at a certain point the tank's a fuel break.
Mhm.
Um, and there's this assumption, and Ryan Gosling's character has to basically come to terms with like, I'm never gonna make it. Well, for one, knew they were never going to make it home, and that ends up being like a really big part of the story. Is like, I'm never gonna make it back. The Rock character Rocky is basically like, why? That's not good.
Yeah.
And it was kind of endearing from like a childlike perspective. It's like, why would you
Mhm.
do that? Why would you want to do that? Like that's the whole point of everything is to not do that. And then he kind of like comes to terms with it, but then all of a sudden it like his problem just gets solved at a certain point.
Mm.
And it kind of happens off screen too. Like there's just like this, oh, are your tanks fine? And he's like, yep, tank's fine. And then I kind of thought he was saying that and like lying to Rocky, being like, yeah,
Mm.
the tank's fine. I figured it out. We'll go on our way. And it would have been really cool if it like ended and he had that kind of like tragic,
Oh,
like, oh,
sacrifice.
I'm never gonna make it back. And I had to lie, but it's kind of like for the better good so that Rocky can live their life,
Right.
not thinking about that and not knowing. But then everyone gets to have everything they want,
Yeah.
which it just doesn't feel good to me. I just don't
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but oh, yeah, that's a good question though. Cause what? Ugh. Yeah,
But
like
you
tragic ending wouldn't have worked, right? I mean, I don't know.
oh, you mean not worked in what way? Can you
I mean, I
elaborate?
could see where people would not like that.
Oh, people aren't gonna like that. You got that right. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And so, am I not the person to make movies?
Probably
Maybe,
not. No, not this type
maybe.
of movie. Yeah.
Yep. But I just like, yeah, I just prefer, and I mean, it goes along with like the movies I like in general, which is
Right.
like there's like a
There will be blood.
tragicness. Yeah, but there's that. And the words now I'm about to say is I was going to use the word beautiful ending, but I mean, There Will Be Blood is very dark and brutal.
It's
Um,
it's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. But I like endings that have that kind of sting to it,
Yeah.
but that feel warm inside, might be
Right.
the best way I could describe it. And this, like, had a moment that it could have grabbed at that, and that it just decided to kinda go
Yeah.
generic. Yeah.
Mm.
At least it didn't, like, go towards, like, no there weren't bad rock characters. Like,
Right.
it could have gone in another direction where it's like,
He's
"Alright,
evil.
space battle,"
Yeah.
and yeah, bad guys and stuff like that. Like, it's more like Apollo 13 level stuff where it's like, "Alright, how are we going to solve this space problem?"
Sure.
Um, kind of on a shoestring
Right.
sort of thing. It's kind of what the story ends up becoming for the most part.
Yeah.
And then it's got a little bit of a rival in there too of like, all right, how do we
The flashbacks.
contact and communicate? And and then and then it's told in a really interesting semi-linear way
Yeah.
where basically we have two storylines kind of going, which
Yeah.
as we were kind of getting to the end, I was like, oh, what would the movie have felt like if they like totally like told it chronologically? And I think it would have been a
Mm.
worse movie if they
No,
did
for
that.
sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish they kept doing it that much
They
throughout
yeah,
the
they stopped for a while,
Yeah.
and they basically did it at the beginning and then at the end, and
Yeah,
then
they,
that was basically yeah,
spliced it in. It
yeah,
just like that was I was really in it for that kind of stuff in the
yeah,
movie. And then that what you're saying like with the like I really to kind of summarize your other point, like I really
sure,
enjoy movies that can be really weird and be really goofy, but also be very like sentimental and like have this great sort of romanticism to it.
yeah,
And I thought this movie was doing that in like in its form and its editing, like very kind of weird. Like Ryan Gosling's acting performance, I thought was like going against the the expectation of what this genre normally is.
yeah,
I think from a tone aspect, a sci-fi of this subgenre too of like a person stranded in space. You don't really see that many direct like comedies in this way.
yeah, mhm,
So that was definitely cool to like watch that. And then on top of that, like the story, I thought at least for that first little bit, it did feel like Arrival, maybe like a ripoff almost, but like it just had this
yeah.
like nice sentiment of like him being back on Earth and like navigating that kind of stuff. Um, yeah, I don't know where I'm going. I
Yeah, I
just
do
wish
want more
it landed that, you know what I mean, with
yeah, yeah,
that ending.
committed.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then we've talked about this before. I think an episode has come out where we've talked about this, but
Mm,
endings matter, right?
yeah.
And how you stick the landing says so much because it says
Mm,
what you were trying to say.
idea.
And in a lot of ways, it it leaned into the, "Oh, we're just being silly." And I
Yeah.
think when you look at the directors, like, that is kind of like that is what they do in their movies,
Yeah.
but it does feel like it, like, still, like, tracks like, this gets serious, like, it really does get kind of like, "Oh my god, this is" death is on the like, l their lives are on the line sort of
Yeah.
thing, but then it just kind of, like, gets into the safe, soft,
Yeah.
kind of, like, landing pad that will make every test audience happy.
I feel like you could still make it warm at the end without doing the like narrative convenience stuff. I really enjoyed the moment when they leave and they separate. And I feel like
That's
you could
yes.
have like a really nice like do what you're doing in the beginning with him thinking about the earth, but do that with
Yeah,
Rocky like as he's flying
yeah,
back. You know, like add a
yeah.
little montage where it feels nice and then end there, you know what I mean? Like
Yes, exactly. He sends off the things we can say, he saved Earth, like, he
yeah,
sends the things away, but he dies.
right. Yeah, like
Yeah,
do
that's the ending.
right.
That's where it needed to end, and it could have that sentimental thing,
Right.
and I think it would be wrapped up a lot better.
Yeah. I mean,
Because it's just the
emotionally, I
ending
thought
felt so
that's where it
forced.
was going. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um,
Forget
well, they
it.
it's too late now. They didn't bring us in to rewrite it,
Yeah.
but,
Yeah. Well, it's based.
I
So,
mean
okay. Well, question.
sure.
Wait, it was based on a book.
Yes.
Do you know
The same
anything?
writer, Andy Weir, I think is how you pronounce it, and he also wrote The Martian. So that's another kind of like sci-fi movie in the same vein of like guys surviving
Yeah.
out somewhere else.
That's why this movie feels so smart. And The
Yeah.
Martian,
Oh, it's a very
I heard is funny too.
yeah, yeah. So it has like that interesting blend of like science and humor
Yeah.
and danger that
Survive.
feel unique. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I
But the
wonder
book,
like how much the ending. Excuse me. I wonder how much the ending is in the book or is how loyal it is to the book or yeah, I wonder if
yeah.
that has anything to do with what we're talking about, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That is
Yeah.
a great question that we don't have the answer to. I have to imagine it is the way the book ended, but
Right.
the book probably took more time and earned it maybe a little bit more. Because, like,
Mm,
if the movie, I hate to say this, if the movie was an hour longer, it might have earned those endings. Like, it
sure.
needed to set up, like, it needed to do so much more to make those moments mean something.
Yeah.
Um, and I just didn't. I it just felt so forced. It was like, all right, all of a sudden we we were so interested in this story, and then it's just like, all right, I'm gonna hand you all of these new things
Yeah.
right at the end, like all of these like kind of desserts.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I have to imagine the book had that
Yeah,
because I
maybe
haven't heard anything. A lot of times I see what
from
like
the people's.
bubbles up, and no one's being like, oh, they didn't follow the ending, they tricked
Yeah.
us, or anything like that. I'm not seeing that, but then again, I really don't want to go to that part of the internet. Okay, I don't want to go there.
That's not what we
Please
do
don't
on
make
this
me go.
podcast.
Please don't make me go.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah,
So you rated this fairly high.
I did, and
Yeah.
you know, as I think about it more, I'm like, I don't really know, but I did feel a lot. I cried a lot.
It's a
I did.
cry-worthy movie.
It got me. It
Yeah.
really got me because I felt so much sentimentality for the Rocky character. I think in my mind,
Mm,
they did a really good job of like
personified.
giving it this personality that it's like a child, right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
got that sort of air about it, and it's just like you just feel all of those things, and then it turns out it's married or has a mate, like, and that
Yeah.
it's like, oh, now it's just like a person. But there's
Well, he
yeah,
was on his job. He was doing his job.
I know. Yeah,
He's
all
an
these rocks
engineer.
are yeah, they're all like 3D printers.
Yeah. True.
Uh, and so like I really felt a lot except for that ending.
Sure.
Where I was like, you know, I really I thought when it decided to do action, it was like really well done.
Mm.
I thought when it got like really dark and dangerous, I really liked it. And I liked how fun it was. I am a Gosling head.
A goss.
Um a, g- a I'm
Gosling.
a good goss, good gosser. Um, I really enjoy like his like really great sense of comedic timing that he
Mm.
has. Have you ever seen The Nice Guys?
Hmm.
Yeah. So there's like the infamous scene in The Nice Guys that I've seen a number of times on the
In the
internet talking
toilet.
about like the toilet scene. It's like perfectly perfect comedic timing of him on the toilet, like pulling his pants up, trying to open the door, trying to pull a gun out. It's great. Like he has these like really great comedic things
Yeah.
that he does.
He's
Oh my
like
god,
the
and this is like
anti like action hero or whatever. Yeah.
yes, exactly. Yeah. And I felt you insulted him so much in your letterbox review with saying he was like
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds.
This performance was weird
Who
to
I
me.
yeah,
Yeah.
which I think Ryan Reynolds is like an empty, gaping like hole. Um, in a lot of ways. Like I
Empty
really
gaping
don't.
asshole.
Yeah. I don't really jive with his stuff,
Yeah,
but
no, I don't like him
um
either.
yeah.
That was meant as an
So
insult.
yeah. Okay, it did read that way. So it turns out you're pretty good at writing.
Who knew?
Um yeah.
Yeah, no, I just like there were parts. I mean, I did praise him for like kind of subverting the expectations with this sort of genre and like what this character is supposed to do. And I think he did in general achieve that in a good way. But I don't know, there's just
Yeah.
something I feel like too often it went too far or like
Mm,
didn't stay within the realm of what was going on or detracted in my opinion like away
yeah.
from what was going on.
Mm,
Um so, and in that way it felt very Ryan Reynolds to me where like it just has to be around this thing right here. You know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the Ryan Reynolds thing. And I kind of don't want to. I
Well,
don't want to think about it.
it
But
just feels like the gravitational pull in a bad way is like look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um
And there is like to speak of gravitational pull.
yeah.
And I'm not taking it literally. There's a lot of talk of gravitational pull in the movie. But
Literally.
it yeah, literally. But there is like this movie, and I think the ending kind of says it, is
Yeah.
like this movie was kind of positioned to win, right? And
Mm.
it had to hit a lot of boxes. And I think that sort of thing pulls performances in a certain direction. It pulls a
Yeah.
lot of different things where it's like, all right, we need to appeal. Getting Phil Lord and Chris Miller also kind of is like, hey, we want a certain kind of movie,
Hmm.
especially like a movie that's like, animation directors that are going to think a little differently about it
Right.
are kind of coming in with that too. What does that say? I think there's a lot of like really interesting new variables put in this film,
I
um,
agree.
that, you know, I think there's a lot of really great things to learn from this movie that I would like
Mhm.
to see more movies take from, which is, yeah,
I agree.
get different kinds of directors in here, let them do their thing. Hopefully they did
Mhm.
get to do their thing. I think there's less um less shooting on the volume or on a green screen.
Yeah.
I didn't I personally didn't notice any like obviously awful lighting
Hmm.
in this movie. I don't know if you did,
I
but
agree.
it
I would
felt
say the
that
lighting
it
was
just felt,
good.
yeah, it looked good, thank God. Um,
There
and,
were certain
uh,
shots where I audibly was like, "Wow,
yeah,
that was
there
cool."
we go, a
Yeah.
Kevin Wow. That's good. They
Yeah.
need that on Letterboxd, a Kevin Wow.
Yeah.
It's like a heart. Um,
I mean, when I'm impressed, like I'll give the movie props, and like there was
yeah,
the movie was doing a lot of great things. Like there was a
yeah,
lot of stuff that I was like, yeah, that's
yeah,
different and new and interesting. Like bringing a lot to this genre that like a lot of people aren't really trying. Like they've
yeah,
remade Gravity and Interstellar like umpteenth million times. Let's
yeah,
get something new, and I think Ryan
yeah.
Reynolds perfect for that. These directors perfect for that.
Gosling, Gosling,
Ryan.
Gosling, Gosling.
Sorry, Freudian
I'm
slip.
I was like, "Kevin's joking. Kevin will correct themselves." Nope,
Full blown
you
believe
were
that.
dead serious, yes. Um, yeah, what I was going to say as well
Oh
is, like,
shit. Stone.
speaking on, like, the sci-fi landscape right
Yeah.
now,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
it's very interesting because we have this, which also, obviously clearly is, like, taking Arrival, Interstellar,
Mhm.
as very obvious, and Gravity as, like, very obvious influences and adding more humor
Yeah.
into it.
Exactly.
Um, and then on another sci-fi world that we're on right now is Dune, and I don't know if you got to see
Mm.
the Dune Part
I
3
did.
trailer before the movie. I
I
did as
did.
well.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm very excited for that. I was a huge
yeah.
fan of the
The
Dune
first.
movies, especially Part 2. And that's another one that's, like, doing it so well. And I think Denis, he's just one of the best
Yeah.
around. Like,
The
he's
best
not missing. Yeah.
around.
"Around, I'm never gonna keep Denis down." Yeah, and he's doing the next James Bond, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Um, which, you know what? He continues to sell out, but
It's
they're
not
all
making him
good.
look good for himself. Yeah.
Yeah, but they are really good. I need to watch Blade Runner. I haven't seen Blade Runner.
Roger
Um,
Deakins is like, no more James Bond, please,
yes.
please.
No, we gotta bring him back. Um, yeah. But, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think we have Dune as another thing, and then you have,
Right.
like, what Star Wars obviously really wants to
Mm.
be these things that both of these movies are, and it just
Mm.
can't do it. And I think there's something we'll eventually get to, like, the
Mm.
Star Wars flaw or flaws
You
that
mean
exist. And I think even I'm rewatching The Lord of the Rings right now,
mm.
because I'm going to New Zealand later this year, hopefully, if the
Wow.
world hasn't collapsed, and wanted to be refreshed of, because I'm definitely gonna go to the Shire, as you can imagine.
Okay.
But it is crazy how, like, that just does blockbusters so well,
Yeah.
and it does, like, this whole big grand story, and
Mm.
it know and it and I mean, obviously, it's from a amazing series of books, so it's told really well, but it, like, has momentum, and it knows where it's
Right.
going at the end, and everything is in service to that goal,
Right.
and it doesn't feel like, "Oh, we're figuring it out as we go." The Star Wars problem, the classic Star Wars problem is they have no idea, they have no plan, and they're just willy-nilly going for it.
I mean, I feel like your answer was in this podcast already about
Yeah.
like these directors were doing a Star Wars movie. Like they were literally doing this
Yeah.
for Star Wars and
Yeah.
Star Wars kicks them off. That's I feel like
True.
So
Oh
that's
my god,
part of
that's
the
so
problem. You
true.
know what I mean?
Oh my
Like,
god, you're right. Is that yeah, they didn't believe in it.
yeah.
They
So they
like
had
they
to get rid of it and change it.
Yeah, because it is
Yeah.
just such a corporate thing, and then well, and now the next Star Wars movie that they so quick well, obviously, The Mandalorian and Grogu is coming out, but that's, like, basically just a mini
Cash grab.
series that meant for Disney. Yeah, exactly. But the next, like, one that they greenlit so fast, and so many Star Wars movies die on the vine, is a Ryan Gosling starring Star Wars movie coming out next year with
Wow.
Sean I think you pronounce his name Sean Levy, who
Yeah.
directed, I think he did Deadpool and Wolverine, but
Yeah.
he's known
He's
for
done a
having
lot
done
of stuff.
Stranger Things
Yeah, yeah,
and a
yeah.
bunch of things, and is a Ryan Reynolds
Head.
very close, creative
Oh,
partner with Ryan Reynolds.
just to
They've
make it
worked together
even
on a number
more
of things. Because even
confusing.
Free Guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks a lot. But Ryan Gosling is starring in that and will obviously probably
Wow.
bring very similar humor because it is still a very Ryan Gosling type character. Um, and it's Ryan Gosling with a kid. So it's going to be a very interesting
The
story. And
Ryan
he's like a
Gosling
starfighter pilot.
the Ryan Gosling to Ryan Reynolds arc continues.
Yes. Oh my God. You are going to be vindicated.
Just putting that out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. This is like, yeah, there's so many connections being made.
Yeah, right? It's
It's kind of
crazy.
crazy. Yeah. New neural pathways
Yeah.
have been created.
But to go back to your Star Wars thing, I feel like this is a Disney problem,
Yeah.
right? Because that's what
All over Disney. It's all over.
they do that at Marvel too. They bring in this big name director, they fire him like halfway through, and then they
Yeah.
freaking try to patchwork it back together.
Yeah.
Um,
Or they bring in a big director and they make the ending the most generic, basic ending that's ever like every single Marvel movie ends with a big action scene where it like is hard to even understand what's happening.
yeah.
The whole third act is just CGI monstrosity. And I think about Sam Raimi doing the Doctor Strange multiverse
Mhm.
movie. I think about Ryan Coogler doing the Black Panther movies. That's my biggest like my complaint on those is
Mm.
it just obviously that I like the ending of the first Black Panther a little bit more because at
Sure.
least it kind of like it's a one-on-one sort of thing.
Yeah.
But then, the second one is more just like big fight between all of these people and they all
Yeah.
just evolve into this stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and it's a bummer that they just Marvel's also a victim of their own design. Like they created this thing and they're just drinking too much of it.
Yeah.
They're getting high on their own supply and they can't get out.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna quit
And
soon.
Star Wars is very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feige's gonna leaving after this.
It, yes. Yeah, he is. So, but how powerful was Feige and how powerful is the momentum? And part of me
Mm.
thinks it's going to take time to unwind this because also so many movies are already in production
Yeah.
that we're not going to see the results of this for a while. Um,
Mm.
and like the new Avengers movies are coming out, and I don't even know. My mind goes in all different places on whether they'll be what I don't even know. Like successful, yes. Um, good, almost certainly not. Right? I mean, there's no way that they're good.
Don't ask me.
Uh, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not the person to ask.
Well, that sounds like the perfect person to ask, if you ask me.
I mean, like I have honestly stopped following Marvel since the second Avengers series or whatever.
Yeah,
That second cycle. Like I
phase
just feel
two,
like yeah, phase 2 or whatever.
or are you talking about like after Infinity War and Endgame?
Yeah, up to that point. I kind of stopped after
Okay,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah. I think most people did, and that's why they're trying to put all these old actors in because they're like,
right.
we got to bring people back because we lost everyone
Yeah.
after those movies.
It's giving Donald Trump behavior.
Yes, yes,
Like, let's just do the craziest shit we've ever heard of.
yeah,
Yeah, because, like, I don't know. I feel like eventually Disney has to get rid of a lot of these companies in order for them to survive or to
yeah,
do something good because there's too much corporate influence for them to take a risk and to do something that, like, will pay off for the fans. because the
Yeah.
fans have been asking like for specific things, and they will never do those things. I feel
Yeah,
like
they
I feel
don't
like
care.
I do feel like Marvel does a better job of maybe doing that, like
Yeah,
staying true to the little comics or whatever. Like at least they
they
have
do. They do
that.
care about that at
Yeah,
least.
but
Yeah.
at least they have a source material. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
something to fall back on. Like Star Wars, they're just pulling that shit out of their ass. Like like, for lack of a better word, they
Yeah.
just have to make things up. They
Yeah.
don't. There is nothing for them to. I don't know. But I don't know
Yeah,
Star
and
Wars stuff, so
well, the
I
Star
can't
Wars
really
thing,
say.
as someone who like was such a huge fan, and then the sequel trilogy showed me and proved to me like there is no plan.
Yeah.
And that was kind of my like falling out with them, with the Star Wars series.
That's so funny.
Um, yeah,
Creative differences.
yeah, exactly. Yes, we're really close. The way I talk about them.
Yeah.
But like there was something. It also like Star Wars taught me how to analyze movies and talk about movies,
Sure.
and so I like was really close because like Star Wars treated itself like the Bible, we'll
Right.
say. And it was
True.
like every character matters, everything matters, there's meaning behind everything.
Hmm.
And
That is
come to
deep.
find out, that's like made by the fans in a lot
Yeah.
of ways. And so
Mhm.
no wonder going from Revenge of the Sith to Force Awakens, they were like so overthinking this now.
Right.
It had been, 10 years, and they were just like, how the fuck, like, how do we do this? Um, and then
How do
Force
we do
Awakens I
this?
really liked. Even Last Jedi I liked. But then Rise of Skywalker is like force correction. Um uh and like just like complete just dive bombing into trash.
Yeah.
And
You didn't like it? You didn't think it was a good ending?
Rise of Skywalker, hard pass. I'm gonna pass. But yeah, then it's
Hard
just like
nah.
yeah, they really don't know what they're doing, and it's evidenced in Catherine Bigelow's gone now, I believe, and then
What?
it was evidenced in she's
Bigelow?
Bigelow's gone, or she's leaving very soon. Yeah, Filoni's taking over, or like Filoni and
Oh.
Favreau. I think they're splitting it. Oh my God, Catherine Bigelow! No, oh my God, Kathleen Kennedy.
I
Kathleen
was like,
Kennedy.
whoa, when did she start making
Whoa.
Star Wars
No wonder.
movies?
I was like, Kevin's giving me this look.
Like,
I
what?
need to go back.
Your obsession is starting to
Yeah, it's all
affect
connected.
you.
It's all connected.
Catherine
Um,
Bigelow.
yeah, but Kathleen Kennedy's out. They tried to greenlight so many films that all fell to waste. They're just like
Yeah, what happened
doing
at the
whatever.
Taika
They're
one?
getting the quick hit,
Yeah,
and that isn't even working. And that's why Star Wars is. I don't even know.
yeah, sad. Seems like a fun seems like a fun world to make like a movie in, but such a shitty company to work for.
Yeah, and
You know,
the
the environment.
stakes are just like the movies all have to have like this certain flavor to them because that's what's
Yeah,
considered Star Wars,
yeah.
and it's very limiting.
It's like
It's very
Jurassic
limiting.
Park.
Exactly. They're victim of like this box that they put themselves
Yeah,
in of what they think Jurassic Park means or what
yeah,
they think Star Wars means. And it's like, just go crazy. It
yeah.
doesn't matter. Cause well, here's my thinking. And obviously this is not, but it's like if Star Wars dies, that's actually okay. And so
Right.
to swing and to miss is better than to keep like bunting
Mm,
over and over again. That just gets boring and you get you know, you get called out on first over and over and over again.
mm,
And it's just like, I'm so bored of this
yeah.
safety. Like, we got to go crazy. But then it's like, do we need these movies to exist?
I,
Like,
I,
it's okay if they die.
oh,
Like, I want them to
sure.
live, but it
I
probably
mean,
would be better if they just fail. But they'll never let them fail. They'll
mm,
like zombify the shit out of them and like inject them with stuff to keep them moving, I would
mm.
think.
I
It's too
mean,
important.
for like, I mean, this is a big thing. This is like another 30 minutes. Like,
Then we can save it.
this is like, yeah, like, cause, wow, what were you just saying?
Well, I was saying that Star Wars, it's okay for it to die,
Right.
and
Like
for these things, like we really need them? But then they'll keep them alive, no
like
matter what.
I mean, okay, so this is a really good question because like ultimately these things exist as their own studio, like in a perfect world, right? They're like owned
Sure,
by themselves.
themselves. Yeah,
And in the past Marvel was operating on their own and selling their property, like trying to do it in a traditional sense.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And in a lot of ways Disney does give them this operational pull to like make all these movies.
yeah,
It does make me kind of intrigued, or like the thought puzzle of like what a Lucasfilms studio kind of owned and operated by like maybe a director or
yeah,
JJ Abrams, you know, like someone takes over and like kind of becomes
yeah,
creative director and like takes a Feige role in doing something interesting. I don't know.
yeah,
I just feel like there's maybe a different way of approaching this now in today's market. I don't know.
yeah.
Like A24 has done, you know, like what can Lucasfilms like if I'm Lucasfilms, I'm opening a screenplay contest. Like, right, pitch us
Oh, they would
your
never.
Star
They
Wars
would
movie
never. Yeah,
and the winner gets to pitch to Star Wars producers or
yeah,
whatever. You
yeah,
know, like do make it open source in a way, or like make it an operating studio and like bring in new ideas and stuff. Man, that sounds really
yeah,
cool. Like
yeah,
Marvel should do that. I
yeah.
feel like what the why aren't there people doing that shit? What the fuck?
Well, because it's taking risks that they don't want to take.
But look at what taking risks have done now. You know, okay, so
Well, okay, yes. I mean,
I
you're talking to a guy who completely agrees with you. So you're preaching to the choir
I
here.
don't have to convince anybody.
You don't have to
Um,
convince me, but
so
please.
I follow this screenwriting career coach,
Oh,
and
okay.
she's talking about how recently, within the last few months or year or whatever, that spec scripts are making a comeback, and original
Hmm.
screenplays are hitting the market in big ways, in ways that like haven't been since like 2010s.
Hmm.
So it's really exciting for original screenplays, and I feel like, you know, taking it back to what we're talking about right now,
Yes.
like this movie did get a lot of big traction, and I think
It's got a lot of traction.
yeah, it's like top 100 on the Letterbox top 500, which
Crazy.
is really high when you think about it.
Yeah, I was really surprised because I was like, that number's gonna drop, and but
It
then
will
it.
eventually, yeah.
Yeah, you think? I mean, it's already in hundreds and hundreds of thousands.
Um, After a few months, most of them drop, but I mean, now that it's
Hmm.
500, it's like it's there.
Yeah, that's yeah, it's a tough one to get out of.
Yeah. But it just, you know, different style of movie told in a different way. Even though it's an adaptation, it's like not a
Adaptations
Marvel.
are fine. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like not following the rules that
yeah,
like Marvel does, that like Avatar does. It's like trying something else.
yeah.
Um, you know, audiences like that.
They do. This
Yeah.
is so. I mean, that might be the bow here.
Yeah.
Is that
Right.
is Project Hail Mary the solve for all these things? You know, it at
Mm,
very least would be good for them to take some lessons,
yeah.
because I would rather watch more Project Hail Marys than another Marvel piece.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch a Project Hail Mary sequel. No, I'm good. I'm finished.
Right, right, right.
But in that vein of like taking, you know, and maybe even like taking the serious movies and throwing in like some really like comedic things into it, but not, you know, that can easily go into some really shitty.
Yeah.
I don't even know
But
actually what I
just
want.
being freaky, be taking
Yeah.
risks, you know,
Yes. We're
doing
pro
something
freak
different.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're pro freaky.
Yeah. Yeah. Pro freaky.
I think that's a good place to end it.
Sure, yeah. Yeah. Before we go down the rabbit hole.
Before we go down, because we could go for a while, and I feel it, but
because I mean, what we're talking about is like industry stuff, Disney, like that's something we've been wanting to talk about for a while.
It's our bread and butter.
Yeah.
That's like what this podcast is.
Yeah.
Is like so much of the business, and there is a lot about this that is involved in the business. It was a success, and I think it's something we're going to take into a lot of our future conversations is what was the Project Hail Mary formula that can go into all of these things. Because also movies need that jolt, a jolt of adrenaline to get people in the theaters and excited about movies. So we need that.
It worked, yeah. So
it worked. So
at the very least, you can love that people went to go see this movie. Because that shit was sold out. Like, I mean, not like full out, but
I mean, that's
was Roby,
good enough.
You know?
Yes. Yeah. That's great. Well, I want to thank Amazon for making this movie. One of the greatest companies around. It's very exciting.
Isn't that a trip? I had to
crazy.
Flip.
It is kind of crazy. It is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that they're now full on making shit.
I had no idea that was going to come up when I saw when I went to the movie. I was like, oh,
they got a real logo now.
They did the thing.
Yeah.
So
it was a real pain.
Here we are.
Trailers were really weird. There was like Star Wars. There was Marvel stuff, right? There was something else.
I don't know if I saw. Oh no, I didn't see the Spider-Man trailer. If there was a Spider-Man trailer.
Oh yeah, the Spider-Man, and then there was Odyssey, and then another Amazon movie. I forgot. I don't know what it was, but
I don't know.
I just feel like we're living in the apocalypse.
Yes. I'm not even gonna say anything because I know it's gonna activate you, and we'll never leave. So, say your goodbyes, Kevin.
I know.
We're leaving now. Deep into outer space. Never to come home again.
Astrophage.
And that's a wrap. Goodbye, folks. Wind Reel and Print is a podcast by Salad Brain Productions.
You can find us on Instagram at Wind Reel and Print Pod.
You can also find us wherever you get your podcasts.
And please, if you like the show, leave a rating and review. We'll see you next time.